Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, this is an assignment for school. I'm going to be redesigning a logo, specifically the Scratch logo, because I don't like it. So, as you can see, I started off with the current Scratch logo and their freaky little cat mascot that secretly scares me. It's not a secret anymore. I'm scared of that thing. So anyways, I decided I kind of wanted it to look a little like the original logo, like go with the S still. Here I'm trying to just find a font that kind of looks like a handwriting font. I have a lot of fonts on my computer, but not a single one of them actually looked like the Scratch logo. So, yeah, I just kept going through them, man. This is a voiceover, by the way. I'm not actually recording my voice at the same time that I'm filming this. Either way, I'm going through them, kept going through them. Still going through them. Nothing useful in here. Most of these are just weird looking. Anyways, so I came back to the handwriting ones, struggled between those two for a minute, and eventually decided to go with marker felt because, I don't know, it kind of looks like a handwriting font, like Scratch is supposed to be, because, it's for kids. I was trying to figure out which of these I should go with, the thin or the wide. I didn't know that those two were there before today, but yeah, so I went with the thin because it's thin, it's easy to read. I don't really know why I went through the text size here in this specific option, because in a minute I'm just gonna convert the text to an outline anyways. That's right there where I was thinking, I'm like, man, I could just convert this. It's a lot easier. So yeah, I just created an outline rather than trying to mess with the text size. Sized it up, worked a little bit with if I wanted it wider or thinner or, something like that. I eventually decided to go with that, how it looks right there. I went and tried to color pick between the actual logo and the mascot, and I discovered that they are not the same color, which is kind of a surprise because usually you would figure that a company would use the same logo or the same colors on their mascot and their logo. But anyways, so I decided to go with the actual Scratch Cat's color because, I'm changing the logo, but I'm not changing the mascot, so I'll keep the colors of the mascot. So yeah, then I went in and I kind of outlined his ears. I don't know if it's a he. I'm going to call it a he because it ain't got no eyelashes, and that's how I distinguish in my drawings. But anyways, so I went in here and outlined his ears because I wanted to put his ears in there, rounded them out a little bit because, they aren't perfect triangles in that. And in Adobe Illustrator, there's automatically points on the end of any line you draw. So, yeah, I went in here and I closed off the bottoms of them so I could actually fill them in. I know you could fill them in before you do that, but as you'll see in a minute, when I join these together, they don't join if it's not a whole shape. Like, you have to have a whole entire shape. Here I was messing around with the size, trying to figure out what size I thought would fit best, because those little ones were way too small. You couldn't even see them. I played around with it a bit, had a little bit of trouble deciding, what they should look like. Eventually I just decided to delete that one on the left, because, I wanted to make them both the same. Like the exact same symmetrical. That's the word. I wanted to make them symmetrical. Haven't done that yet, but I will in a second. Because as you can see here, those are absolutely not symmetrical. They look ridiculous. Very loud people outside my college right now. I kind of hate them. So yeah, I just went in and adjusted the position of that one ear, and then I copy and pasted it, flipped it over, so I could do the same thing on the other side, so I could have them actually symmetrical. And I struggled to align them for a little bit, because I wanted to make them each the same height, and it was kind of difficult to get them both on the same height level. So once they were on the same height, I went in and I outlined his whiskers, because I wanted to put those on there, because, you know, I kind of like his little whiskers. So I went in and I just drew the line from one end of them to the other end, and then I go in a minute and I, you know, kind of curve them to make them actually fit what that looks like, because as you can see, my lines aren't curved right now, but his whiskers are curved. So I went in and I put a round cap on them, because his whiskers have a round cap. I assume they drew their mascot originally in Vector. That's what I'm working in right now. Adobe Illustrator works in Vector rather than bitmap. If you know Scratch, you'll be familiar with those terms. If you're not, you might only know the Vector version, or the Vector term. Bitmap is, as a good comparison, I'll use Illustrator and Photoshop. Photoshop works in bitmaps or rasters, which is pixels. And Illustrator works in Vector, which is math formulas. I'm not good at math, but I like Vector because I can edit easily anything I do. So yeah, then I went in and I just put those to a size that I thought would be good. And if anybody's asking why the logo is black and the stuff that I'm making is red, it's because I can't see if I use colors that are the same or too similar. I can't see what I'm doing, so I have to make them really different colors or else I don't know what I'm doing. So then here I went in and I put the tail on, because, you know, Scratch Cat is a Scratch. There is a cat. He has a tail. So I decided I want the logo to have a tail too, to match him. So I went in and I made the base of my tail. And I played around with the shape a little bit. I was struggling right there. So I went in and I put the tip of it how I wanted it to look. And then I went down to those other anchor points and then moved those around to make it curve. Then, as you can see, that little bit of black is still hanging out underneath. So I went in with my direct selection tool and I just got that out of the way, because it's not like I'm going to see it behind that red anyways. And I wanted it out of the way. So it's out of the way now. There we go. That's what I'm left with. Here I went and I decided I was going to do the tip of the tail first, and I changed it to yellow so I could actually see what I'm doing. So this is going to be white in a minute. So now I'm going in and marking where I want that marking to start, and I just went and got rid of those two anchor points down at the bottom, and I'm left with the tip of the tail. So I take and I just move that out of the way for now, because I don't need it right now. So just scoot him over. Then I went to my whiskers and I outlined the stroke, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to, you know, join all those together. with my Pathfinder tool. I really like the Pathfinder tool, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I select all of it and I hit the Unite button, and there you go. It's all one shape now. So here I go in and I change it to the actual Scratch Cat's color. I make the tail white. I didn't make it a pure white because, you know, I can't see what I'm doing on the background because the background is white. And also I think it looks a little more natural not being pure white, because the pure white kind of hurts my eyes sometimes. So here I'm just going in and, I look and make sure everything looks okay and make sure I don't want to do anything else with it before I put the outline on it. So here I copy and paste that back shape and I put a stroke on it, change that to black so I can see what I'm doing. And then I align the stroke to the outside, and then I make it bigger, and I originally had it at 24 pixels if you want to work with that. I turned it all white, then I put it in the back, because, why would I not? Outlined the stroke, because as I said, you can't join it if you don't have your stroke outlined. And then I did my Pathfinder, I united it, so it's now just one shape. And then I went in and I decided that I didn't like how big it was, and I wanted to make it smaller. So I went and I undid a lot of what I did. And then I put it back to black so I could see what I was doing, and I turned that size down a little bit because I didn't like how thick it was before, so it looked better like this. So I just adjusted it until I felt like it looked better. Then I went back and I outlined my stroke again. And here, to get rid of that little hole in the middle, I just went in and deleted all of those anchor points because I don't need them there. There's one extra one there that I'm not really sure why it's there, but I got rid of it. It's fine. So there's no longer a big hole there. And now I just went back and once again unite the shapes, make them into one big shape. Then I made sure it looks good. Then I turned that back to a white shape. And then I was pretty much done. I messed around with a couple settings, but ultimately I left it how it was because I decided I liked it. So yeah, that's my new Scratch logo. I don't know if it really looks better than the old one necessarily, but it definitely looks more like their actual mascot. It makes a little more sense now. So, hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, that's all I got for that. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for doing whatever you do on my channel. I don't know, like, comment, whatever. Tell me what kind of video you want me to do. I'll probably do it, unless it's something really stupid or really hard. Then I probably won't. But so yeah, see you all next time.